Hey, we gonna make Lisa read the whole thing?
Huh?
Does she have to read the whole thing?
Yeah, I think she's gonna have to. Because we don't have the letter.
I know. No, I'm saying, how do you feel? Do you make her read the whole thing, or do you have to?
Oh, no, she's gonna read it.
Yeah, you've got to open a formal meeting and
Yep.
start.
I
and
was hoping, and I knew the answer, but I was hoping that maybe we could just post it on the calendar, the door, and put a notice.
Yeah.
Can't.
You can't.
No. No, we've had to do this several
Oh, yeah,
times.
oh, yeah.
Oh, we're on air.
Oh, he's got us on.
Lisa's on.
Okay.
7.
7 o'clock. I'd like to welcome you to the Lunenburg Zoning Board of Appeals. I have to give you a notification. The hearing is being recorded in accordance with the requirements of the open meeting law and broadcast over the Lunenburg Public Access. It will also be on Zoom, so if anybody is on Zoom, please use the raised hand feature if you would like to speak. I'd like to introduce you to the board. To my left is Lisa Normandin, the board secretary. I'm Alfred Gravel, James Bezikoski, David Blatt, and Tony Nicastro. The way the hearing will proceed is the applicant will have the opportunity to comment on the application or submission of additional documents. You'll please come forward to the mic, give your name and address. Board members will have the opportunity to ask questions that they might have on the application while you're at the mic. There will be a public comment period. If any public show that you'll please come forward to the mic, give your name and address all comments and questions to the board. And with that, I would ask Lisa to please read.
No, you can.
This is an appeal from a person aggrieved, Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 48, Section 8, Zoning Board of Appeals. The name and address of each applicant, appellant, or petitioner is John S. Palo, 42 Meadow Lane in Lunenburg. The undersigned hereby appeals as follows. The petitioner is aggrieved by the decision of the building commissioner, Brian Gingras, for the failure to act on a complaint regarding a temporary shed/shelter. The complaint was dated August 12, 2024. The proposed action has begun. The basis for this application is found in the following section of the Lunenburg bylaw, Section 258.2 BC, 8.3 BC1, A, B, C, E, 2A. The street address affected are 34, 42, and 48 Meadow Lane in Lunenburg. The name and address of each holder of legal title to the land, which is the subject of this case, is John S. Palo, Carolyn J. Palo, power of attorney, life estate, 42 Meadow Lane in Lunenburg, Mass. The deed is recorded in Worcester Northern District Registry of Deeds, Book 8378, page 102, and recorded January 5th, 2017. If the undersigned has any knowledge of a prior appeal, application, or petition concerning the land or building involved in this case, describe the case and the dates involved. Only email correspondence and phone calls. And that's signed on August 27th, 2024, John S. Palo, 42 Meadow Lane in Lunenburg. There are several emails back and forth to the building inspector. There is a sketch of the shed that's before you tonight. There is a zoning compliance form attached. There are several photographs of the shed in question. And there's a copy of the building permit, that the permit was issued for the shed back in December 11th of 2012. To the owner at 34 Meadow Lane, James Lavasser. There's a copy of the building permit application, a certified list of abutters, all whom were notified 2 weeks prior to tonight. And that's all, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
Okay, and with that, I would invite the applicant to come up to the mic. And it's my understanding that this has been resolved.
Well, I'm not sure if it's been
Excuse me, Carolyn, you have to state your name and address
Yeah.
before you get started.
Yes, so my name is Carolyn Palo. I live at 42 Meadow Lane in Lunenburg.
Thank you.
So I don't know if this is resolved per zoning or per the building department, but after the zoning, after the letter went out to the abutters, I was informed that the shelter had been removed or taken down, but I was not informed as to where the directive came from, if it came from the town or what department. So I think for closure on this, because you may or may not know, this is something that's been going on for a little over 10 years, that has been in dispute for that amount of time. It's an inherited problem. Myself and probably everybody here, including the building inspectors, going back to, I think, Gary. So because of the turnover in town with the building inspector, this seems to have just gotten pushed off and pushed off and pushed off. It has caused a lot of problems for me personally. Several no trespassing orders against me through the Lunenburg Police Department. The Levasseurs put up 20 trees after speaking with Adam Burney back then. They were establishing a boundary without getting a land survey. That was established through letters. But we had really tried to resolve this neighbor to neighbor, going back to even 2015 when 48 Meadow Lane went up for sale. And we were told by the owner at the time that the shelter was going to be removed because he did not want encroachments or encumbrances on his property. So we let it go. We figured that was going to be handled, and it just was never removed over and over again. So then I removed it myself after we had the land surveyed by Dillis and Roy. Mr. Levasseur was removing my survey stakes. I asked him to stop. I removed the shed, part of the shed that was hanging on our fence, and he got the Lunenburg police involved, and I was charged with a felony of malicious destruction of property. Okay? So this is the problem when something isn't handled right at the beginning. And there's no one here at fault, but my parents did do everything they could to get this resolved. I appreciate being able to speak and appeal this. I really felt like I had been knocking on doors to, the building inspectors, and time was going by, time was going by, and time was going by. And my father was getting more and more upset about this, the trees, the no trespassing signs, and it was basically, as we saw it, a case of adverse possession. Why the town allowed this to begin with goes back to Mr. Savaggio. We had spoke with him at length about it, and he said, you really need to address this with the town and address it with conservation, which we did. And here we are today.
Okay. Okay. But as of right now, the shed is gone?
I don't know that it's gone. I believe it's been taken down.
Okay, but it's not there anymore?
It's not erect. It's not on our fence any longer.
Okay, all right. So, if it's,
Anyone on Zoom?
huh?
Brian's on Zoom.
Oh, can you, if Brian would like to speak, Brian's on Zoom.
So Brian, if you want to take yourself off Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here. The building department had nothing to do with that being removed. I don't know if there was a directive from another department or not, but the shed's gone. There is no basis for an appeal of anything at this point, as far as I'm concerned. That's really all.
Okay, thank you. Okay, actually, at this point, if it is gone, the shed is, or whatever the structure is gone, then there's no reason to overrule anything at this point. So, I think maybe the cleanest way is if you just wanted to withdraw, and then we would make a motion to allow you to withdraw and take a vote, and that would be the end of it.
Okay,
She should withdraw without prejudice,
Without
right?
prejudice, correct.
right.
That would allow you to, if you found a month from now it was erected, you would still be able to reopen this.
Yeah.
That was my question. Is it gone, or is it just gone?
Well, this is my question too. I mean, is something else going to be replacing it?
Right.
And I think at that time, then I will be able to, dispute it again whenever, if that happens. I'm assuming
Yeah,
it's
if
not,
it-
but again, I don't want to assume anything.
Right, if that happened, right. But right now, we don't. I wouldn't
Right.
expect it to, but, again, if he did, he would have to comply with zoning,
Yes.
okay?
Okay.
So, if you would ask for a withdrawal, if that's what you want to do,
I believe at this time, I'll ask for a withdrawal
without prejudice, yeah?
without prejudice.
Thank you. And I will ask for a motion.
I'll make a
Well,
motion
is
that we
anybody on
accept.
Zoom?
Oh, is anybody else on Zoom that would like to
Yeah,
speak?
does anybody on Zoom want to speak, please? Either raise their hand or come off mute, please.
Right, there's nobody from the public here, just to let people at home know.
Yep.
I'm not seeing anybody that wants to.
Nobody. Okay. So with that, I'll ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept the request to withdraw without prejudice.
I second?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 And aye. And with that, this is settled for now.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you for coming.
Good luck.
Everybody get off quick.
Yeah.
Debbie Lavasser.
Would you like a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Second.
Yeah.
Aye.
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 And aye.